In this video, we're going to explain how to program a basic TeleOP game controller. So, in Midway Robotics, we use these Logitech PC gaming controllers, and we'll be teaching you how to program that controller so that it controls the robot that you've built. So, we've already, hopefully you've already seen our initialization video, which taught us how to set our motor directions correctly so that our robot drives straight. So now we'll move on to this if loop. So this if block, if this, do that. It says if call basic boy, which is the name of our program, dot op mode is active, then do whatever is in the block. So that asks, is the program active? And if it is, which means you've pressed start on the phone, that means that we will do whatever is in this loop. Okay, so right now in that loop we have a repeat block, which says repeat while the program is active. We will do whatever's in that green block. So we're going to do that right now. TeleOps function in loops, which means while the program is active, we want a certain controller input to equal a certain robot output. So when we press the controller forward, or the joystick forward, we want the robot to move forward. So that's why it has a loop in the program. So we're now going to put some blocks into the repeat loop so that we can program it. So within this loop, we want to drive forward. So we will go into actuators and DC motors. This is where all of your motor blocks will be. So anything you need to do regarding motors will be in this folder. So we will see set quad power, that block right there, and we'll drag that in. That means we will set a motor power. Quad 1 is just our motor name. And then you see there's this spot here for a variable. Right now it's 1. You can just type a number, or you can put a variable in there. We are going to put a variable. So now we will go into gamepad. This is where all your gamepad things are. And you will find, normally we will use the joysticks for driving. That's what's most helpful. So we will find gamepad 1, left stick Y. So that means, and we'll put that into the variable input. So that means when our left stick on the controller goes forward, then quad 1 will go forward. It will have positive power. When it goes backwards, then it will have negative power. And so we'll duplicate this process for all the motors that we have. Our robot is running 4 motors. So we'll do the same thing for quad 2, quad 3, and quad 4. But notice we don't need all of them to be on left stick Y, because if all motors are on left stick Y, well then that will drive it forward when we press it forward, and that will drive it backward when we press it backward, but we won't be able to turn efficiently. So we want the motors on the left side of the robot to be tied to the left stick Y axis. So our motors on the left side of the robot are motors 2 and 3. Motors 2 and 3 will be controlled by the left stick Y axis. Those are the correct ones. But we want the motors on the right side of the robot, quad 1 and 4, to be controlled by the right stick Y axis, so that the joysticks effectively represent the two sides of the robot driving independently. Apologies for that. And so we will have 2 and 3 as left stick Y, and 1 and 4 as right stick Y axis. That means, again, when we push our joysticks forward or backwards, those respective sides of the robot will drive forward or backwards. So that's how you do a basic driving of the robot. That means when we put the joysticks in opposite directions, one forward and one backwards, it will rotate around the center. So we'll save our program, and that'll be it.